Hey guys, welcome to the Charlotte New Homes Spotlight. I don't know, he's the only guest I could book. He's another old guy like me sitting in the office. This is Doug Bevington from D.R. Horton, and he's the market analyst and Realtor Liaison. Doug, you spent decades selling from a model home, correct?
Yes, I did. It's over 3 decades, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you got some stories to tell.
I do. Boy, there are many.
One of the last ones I think you were in was an amazing neighborhood known as Millbridge. And what I want to talk about is a ranch homes neighborhood versus a 55 plus. I know you've got the Freedom Homes brand under the D.R. Horton banner. Back when you were in Millbridge there, the azalea was your model. First of all, why did they make the azalea the model?
Well, it kind of crosses over different product lines. We have several product lines, and lot widths pretty much dictate what plans we offer on certain in certain sections. So it's a good home that's kind of on the high side, on the larger side for our normal ranches, and on the smaller side for our 2-stories. So it's kind of right there in the sweet spot that attracts.
Well, plus it had that 10-foot ceiling, right? I mean, that
it does.
Amazing.
Yeah, and a pop-up
shows so nice.
Yeah.
And so a ranch home obviously has to have a bigger foundation if most everything's on one level.
Yes.
So the width, size, and all that. I don't really think that way because I know all y'all people come out and say, "Oh, well, this is on a 40, this is on a 50."
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go see the dirt. But
Sure.
what was that? Seeing that neighborhood back towards the back there behind, seeing that develop with some of your Bristols and your Claibornes, that was a really neat dynamic. Are you able to talk about what type of buyer profile kind of buyer that would come?
Sure. It's obviously when you have a single story ranch section in an established neighborhood, it's going to attract a certain demographic that doesn't want to go up and down stairs.
Right.
You want everything all on one level. And that's typically a mature buyer who can't because of their knees or hips or whatever that start to fail on us when we get our age, Roger. And so they're looking for that.
My knees are fine, by the way. My knees are just fine. Thank you.
They're starting to hurt a little bit.
Well, again, the deal is because on a 55 plus, like the farm at Ingleside, the preserve, right? That section of the farm, great area up there.
Yes.
That's 55 plus. And so there's a different dynamic, right? So,
that's our only 55 age restricted section in any neighborhood, established neighborhood that we're building in right now. We have several that have that are similar, exact same product. It's our Freedom brand product, which is typically 1 stories and maybe a story and a half. We build those in outlying areas surrounding the Charlotte area, not necessarily closer in, but you take 485 as the beltway kind of circle of center city, and you go out beyond that, the land prices are a little bit more affordable for builders, and we can offer homes at a more reduced price. The traffic isn't that bad. The connectivity is really good because we typically locate our neighborhoods around, established small towns like not Pineville, but Waxhaw is one with the Millbridge example, and then there's Locust out the Albemarle Road corridor. And
I love Locust. I just discovered Crossroads. By the way, you're a musician. I'm a musician. Yeah. Talk to me about Crossroads. What do you know about it? Crossroads, the song. What do you know?
Oh, you're getting me on that one, Roger. Crossroads.
Well, Eric Clapton he's a big fan of Robert Johnson, the old blues player. Yeah. And Eric, even when he was in Cream, who I saw live, there's a couple old guys talking now. Yeah, they did the song Crossroads. Cream did, with the Power Trio. And his blues festival is called Crossroads. So that's a neat area out there in Locust. So you kind of segued into one of the things I wanted to talk about, which was the outlying areas. In other words, as a market analyst for D.R. Horton, your job is to look at those outlying areas, correct? And so what's coming for the new year?
Yeah, so we have about 8 new neighborhoods that are about to open. They're in production right now in the final stages, getting the streets in and the asphalt poured for the streets, and slicking up the entrance monuments and getting those neighborhoods prepared to offer to the general public. And we'll have some great new neighborhoods surrounding the greater Charlotte area.
What are some areas like what side of Charlotte?
Cheryl Stream up in the Lake Norman area. We've got a couple of neighborhoods out towards Hickory and Points West. We're looking down.
Now, Doug, Hickory sounds pretty far to me.
It does. It does.
What type of person?
I mean, once you get on the, 321 going up to I-40, it's a hop, skip, and a jump. We're already, near there right now. I mean, Farm and Ingleside's in Troutman. It's not that far. That's not that far away. It follows it.
I like that drive. I like 321 if I don't have to get on 85. But Hickory, somebody who lives in Hickory is probably not working in Charlotte unless they only have to go in the office.
Exactly. A lot of people are working from home, like you said. And when that happens, when COVID hit, it really kind of opened up the areas that we consider building in. As long as it's within like a 30-minute drive in downtown Charlotte, on a normal day, not in downtown.
Wait, are you allowed to say downtown Charlotte? Do you have a pass?
I think. I mean, or uptown Charlotte or the center city.
You didn't grow up here, did you? You didn't grow up here.
I did. I moved here in 1979, so I feel like
so maybe you can do it. I don't know, but I'm not the boss. I am the mayor of. And speaking of 55 plus, man, I'm a self-proclaimed mayor of the neighborhood that we bought in, and I'm digging this 55 plus thing. It's pretty cool. So you'll join us one day.
You're with similar folks and similar interests, so you have a good time. That's great.
Well, back to that ranch homes versus 55 plus, kind of the grouping, and you have to use kind of code words like mature. We don't want to break any federal housing laws here, but anybody can live anywhere. But I noticed that your Freedom Homes brand, which is kind of like your ranch homes. I mean, I saw, like, for instance, up at Cottle Creek, I remember when they had sort of a ranch home side, and then they had the 2-story. Is that a trend that you see, building more and more ranch homes, neighborhoods?
So one of our metrics that we look at is how many homes that are on the market that sold or active that have masters on the main floor. And when that number starts to creep up into the 25 to 35, 40 percentile range, then it's probably important to have at least one or two ranch homes in your lineup.
Ranch homes in your lineup, but that still means, my buttons to move were kids in the cul-de-sac, bouncing ball, basketballs I could hear from my office next door, and tripping over trikes. Now, when you say what you just said about 25 or 30%, you're saying have some ranch homes among the 2-story or just a flat out ranch homes neighborhood?
No, it's among the 2-stories. So I'm taking in the entire market area and analyzing how many homes in that market area have master bedrooms or ranch or bedrooms.
Okay. So, and what I'm going after here is somebody that says, okay, I don't want to spend $400 a month at Trilogy for the amenity. As cool as it is, and it's very cool.
Yes.
I'll just go and have lunch at the Foundry from time to time.
Yeah.
And you're right nearby, right around the corner from Trilogy with the Preserve, the Farm at Ingleside, 55 plus, right? What's the monthly there, and what do you get for that?
So that's not as much as the Trilogy. I'm not sure the exact amount, but it's probably in the $200 to $300 range, which includes a lot of property maintenance, the lawn, and all that kind of thing, as well as the amenity at Farm at Ingleside is tremendous as well.
Well, this is now that amenity though you share with the 2-story people, right?
Yes.
Now, see, to all my buyers out there, I just want to draw some real distinctions. You need to have a great buyer agent because the distinction is if you're sharing with the other neighborhood, are you okay with that? Because again, my button was I'm trying to get away from these kids, man, and so it's going to irritate me. Remember Dennis the Menace?
Yeah, of course.
TV show.
Yes,
TV show. Yeah, I'm Mr. Wilson. Okay, I'm Mr. Wilson. Even if you have your grandkids at the pool, they better not be too loud. I'm going to get on my nerves. Anyway, I'm a grumpy old man.
Right. So the neighborhoods we offer that have the ranch plans, there's 3 coming up this year that they're going to not be age restricted, but we consider it age targeted. I think I'm safe in saying that using that expression because it's obviously going to target.
I think I've heard Bill Gallagher say that you can't say targeted, but maybe I'm misquoting him. In other words, does that kind of say we're trying to profile, which we're really not? But I know Toll Brothers made the game of that at Regency at Palisades when they started using that term. And honestly, they just had a big brouhaha over there among the residents saying, we thought this was 55 plus age restricted. What's a 2-year-old doing living next door? And so a good buyer agent, guys, we want to help you with all that. So, for instance, Donnie Morrison on my team just sold a house at Madamy's Sonata at Mint Hill. Well, that's a lovely age a ranch homes neighborhood, but not age restricted. So, I think it's important to know all that. So, and there was an article, by the way, you gave our team a week or so ago about the U.S. housing in 2023 won't be a buyer's market or a seller's market. This is a cool article, man. So what did you distill from that? Do you remember?
Yeah. So, I mean, in real estate and economy in general, the pendulum swings hard to the right sometimes when it's a seller's market where we just came out of a seller's market earlier this year. And now with economic...
Well, you mean when the prices went way up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And there were multiple offers on the same house, and you would miss out 3 or 4 times until you finally got lucky and be able to buy a house. Way more.
You finally got conditioned to, hey, I better put an offer in, and I better listen to what Rodney Jones tells me to do, because Rodney Jones knows, and Rodney would call and say, well, we just lost our second one. They'll figure it out,
Yeah, you don't have to have it happen once or twice, and then you kind of get on plan. But then right now, and then there's times when there's a ton of homes on the market, and then it becomes more of a buyer's market because if I don't get this house, I'll just go get the one just like it down the street and pay less.
Kind of like the old blues song. If you won't go with me, your sister will. So. So, well, hey, man, you've got so much insight on this. And so if I'm hearing you right, and really from this article, it seemed like they were really saying that, if you're trying to chase the market, I mean, you either need to buy a house. You'd have people come in your model. Some people needed to buy right now. Some people would say, and Rodney Jones hates this when they say, hey, I don't really have to move.
Right.
So, the people that really do have to move, they do have to move, right?
Yeah, I mean, people are relocating with their jobs. Their life changes. Their family size grows. Unfortunately, there may be some separations and things like that within the family that would require the divorce to be split and have to put the house on the market. So there's life happens, and that's a constant. That happens all the time. That's the kind of the baseline in the market, we like to call it. But then when the market gets really good or interest rates drop like a rock, it forces you to think, well, heck, I might as well take advantage of this while the market's good, while the getting's good. Let's go make our move. But then the interest rates rise and the supply drops. I mean, it's all really supply driven. The reason that houses our prices have come down a little bit, and we have about 308 homes we're building right now for sale in the Charlotte market with D.R. Horton in various locations. 308.
Under construction, over 300 homes.
That's right.
And by the way, I know you're going to talk about your red tag sale in our last minute or two here. Sure. Tell us about that.
So the red tag sale is a national event that D.R. Horton puts on a couple of times a year. It's when we offer our best. It's really one of the best times to buy in terms of price. So you're going to get some great values. Particularly on homes that are closer to being finished. So if you're able to move sooner than later, you'll get a great value on a home, as well as we're still offering our 4.75% fixed interest rate for government loans and a 4.99%.
Now, when you say a government loan, define that for the people.
That's an FHA loan or a VA loan is going to be considered a government loan. So those are going to be the 4.75%.
So for houses that can close by the end of March,
that's correct.
This quarter, there are some tremendous values available, correct?
Right. Yes, values and great incentives, because that's the other thing that really when the market shifts and it gets tougher, the incentives start to roll out. The prices come down a little bit, plus the incentives are boosted up.
Right.
And in addition to the fixed interest rates, we're offering a $10,000 mortgage closing cost contribution with our mortgage company.
Wow. Well, the key is you represent the seller. You're in a model home when you were, and we represent the buyer. So guys, call us, give me a call, give you my number, hit subscribe, join the tribe, and just tell me that you liked our Charlotte New Homes Spotlight again with Mr. Doug Bevington. But what we would like to do, one of the reasons that D.R. Horton can offer you that 4.75 for homes that can close this quarter, because you have DHI mortgage that you own, right?
That's correct. Yeah, and we do. Our conversion capture rate, we call it, is very, very high when it comes to an in-house lender. I mean, we're in some cases.
Say that again. What is that term?
It's a capture rate. It's the number of homes that we sell and close with our mortgage partner, DHI Mortgage. So some of our neighborhoods are 100% capture. 100% of our buyers close with DHI Mortgage.
Wow.
Why wouldn't you?
We like it going to the builder's lender, whatever builder, because we can get a deal done and we know that we have some leverage. But we also encourage as buyer agents who have the best interest of the buyer at heart that they would also then shop that. And I think a lot of times it makes them feel good. Is the closing cost incentive I'm getting worth, what you just mentioned is fantastic. Yeah. Hey man, we're trying to hold people to 15 minutes here. We don't want to get them too addicted to two old guys talking about real estate. But that red tag sale's going on. If you can move quickly, give me a call, and then we'll put you in touch with the right D.R. Horton neighborhood. We don't sell just D.R. Horton. They're very much a large part of our landscape here in the greater Charlotte area. We like them and like them a lot. So again, Doug, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you in the next video.
Okay, thanks.